It means they can have a normal life.
It's the glue that holds everything together.
It's improved my quality of life, which has allowed me to do what I want, when I want, and how I want.
I think we all prefer to be in our own homes as long as possible. It gives one a feeling of security.
Independent as much as you can be, and my daughter won't worry.
If we fail to act this time, if the politicians step back because it's, quote, all too difficult, the losers will be adults with disabilities, older people, over the next 10, 20 years.
There'll be 1.7 million additional people who would require access to care and support by 2026.
It is one of the biggest issues as a society that we're facing.
The current system fails people, it doesn't reach people.
The system needs to be easier to navigate than it is at the moment.
A lot of people think it's very unfair, and people are really concerned about the postcode lottery.
We've got such increasing expectations of what we want for ourselves.
Once the care question becomes, what is it you want to do with your life? Well, you turn around the whole thing.
I chose to launch what became the biggest debate we've ever had.
The consultation's been massive, and we've had a fantastically rich response.
We were really keen to talk a lot to people who are service users or carers of people and their families.
We also talked with counsellors, we had public meetings.
We had roadshows in town centres, country fairs, engaging people.
It really was trying to get a broader understanding right across the workforce and the public.
We're publishing the white paper which sets out the government's vision for the National Care Service. That's based on the consultation, it's based on what people told us they wanted to see.
One of the most important elements of the Green Paper was the notion of a national care system.
We think there's a journey associated with this, and at the beginning of that journey, people will need the appropriate advice and information so they know where to go to, what they can get, what they can expect, and how to access that care and that support.
All aspects of the National Care Service are important because they're all interrelated. Critically, they want some consistency in a new system, so a national assessment process is really, really important to them.
Whether you lived in Darlington or whether you lived in Devon, you would understand what support you were entitled to.
Developing a national care service is really building on the best of what we've got already in this country, and will ensure that all those people who need care and support in this country will be able to access it wherever they live.
We've got to bring those services together to wrap around the individual.
What people have told us is that they want care which supports them to live the life that they want to live, so it's personalised around their needs and is different for each of us. And an important element of any future national care service is to see it as being preventative, that it helps people to keep well and healthy for as long as possible. Reablement's a really important part for people who have had a stroke or something similar to that if they're given intensive help to get better, they can recover all their skills and abilities and then go back to live quite independently and quite satisfactorily at home.
People want to know that it's affordable for them, and we need to know as a country it's affordable for us.
What we want to see is a service that people make a contribution into, and then they've got the peace of mind that if they need to use a service in the future, it will be free at the point of use.
I hope that this will be remembered as a seminal moment where the country understood that how you support your elderly population and how you support people with disabilities and long-term conditions is a measure of what sort of society we are.
It's absolutely essential that the National Care Service works with carers.
We want to make sure that people will get the help that they need being a carer. And many carers do want to combine having a career with being a carer. And we want the National Care Service to make sure that people can do both.
It's a moment where we want to create a social care system that has the same impact as the NHS when it was created.
To ensure they've got high quality health, housing, benefits, a real integrated package of support.
There's a collective will from everybody from all your different settings and backgrounds and organisations. And when you're in government, just knowing that that is out there is hugely important.
What we want to see is that people who are wealthy are not punished by the contribution they make. Similarly, those people who have few means are similarly not punished.
We're going to have to get there over several years. Then we need to build the architecture of a National Care Service. Then we can implement the National Care Service so that everybody will get their care free when they need it.
Social care sometimes is seen as somebody else's problem or tomorrow's problem. It's not. It's here today.
That's the agenda that all political parties have got to be on, how we help people get the most out of life and enjoy the benefits of a longer life expectancy.